This is part 7 in my series on using Python for stock analysis, and you can find links for the first 6 videos and the GitHub repository with the code in the description. So in part 6 I left off, we had written a function that allows us to download data and then do a little bit of transformation and then save it out to an Excel file. Alright, so in this video what I want to do is look at all of the files in a particular folder, and in this case we're going to look in this energy folder and we're going to plot the relative performances onto a single graph. Okay, so then the first thing I want to do is go in and read all those files into a variable so I can loop through them. Okay, so before I do that, I need the math module to do a ceiling calculation here, so let me import that first. All right, and then first thing I need to do is get a list of all those files. All right, and I'm going to skip any file that starts with a 0. All right, so we have our list of files. I'm going to make a matplotlib object here, and it's going to be subplots. And here's where I'm going to use that math.ceil function. All right, and I need to look at the length of this files. All right, so that's the number of rows I'm going to end up with. And then I'm going to put 4 graphs on each row. All right, and then I'll make the thing pretty big because, okay, there's probably going to be a lot of graphs. And divide that by 4. Okay, so we have our figure set up. I'm going to keep track of how many graphs I've added to the figure, and then I'm going to have to do a nested for loop to get through rows and columns in this figure. All right, and then when we get down near the end and the last row is not full, we're going to throw an error unless I handle it. All right, so I'm going to use a try and except to do this. All right, and then we just want the closing price there. And then we want the data to be transformed into a relative performance. And then we can go ahead and plot this into the proper axes. And I'm going to add a horizontal line at 0. All right, and I do want to format this as %. So I'm going to have to import one more thing for matplotlib. Okay, so we'll go out and get the matplotlib.ticker. And that's going to allow us to format the data as a %. Okay, and then for except, we're not really going to do anything. We know what happened. We ran out of things to plot, and we don't want an error return, so I'm just going to pass by the exception here, and then I'm just going to increment that count. So I read the next file. All right, and then finally, when all that is done, we will show our plot. Okay, let's see if I can do that without making any mistakes. So we're going to go ahead and plot everything in that energy folder. And let's try it. That looks like I forgot a dot. Let's see. Yes, I did. And not a comma, but a dot. All right, let's try again. Okay, and there is our graph, and yeah, we have, it looks like 21 securities, and then their symbols, and then their performance from about a year. All right, so that's going to do it for part 7. Coming up, we're going to take a look at some more cuts of data from the end of day historical data API. So I hope to see you there.